Hello, welcome to episode 13 of the Twin Towers Pod. My name is Codeezie. I'm here with
Michael.
And what a week it was. NFL.
I thought there was another
fantasy football. Crazy shit going down. We're back. Our views were up slightly. I'm happy about that. We did not get the 15 likes that we needed to 11. Do a performance. So, guys, we'll make another deal with you. 15 likes this week. We'll do it. If we don't get them, we're not going to do it. It's that simple.
No, fuck it. I thought about bringing the guitar, but not
we can't go back on the challenge. Otherwise, these people could do whatever they wanted. You know what I mean? Mike brought me a very nice, very tasty Coca-Cola Classic, which I'm very excited to dig into. A couple quick house cleaning things out of the gate. We've had some minor hiccups along the way the past couple episodes because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but if you have a keen eye for video quality, our quality has gone up slightly. We're trying to bring you the best quality video image that we can, and in doing so, we've had a couple issues exporting the file. However, at the end of last week's Trials and Tribulations, we came up with a new method. We're using a new program, and everything should work from now on, so we should be on schedule. We shouldn't have any delays, and this should be up on Thursday. Another little quick thing, Katie Bishop, I want to give a shout out to not only for supporting her friends, as she so eloquently put it, and watching every week and leaving a comment, but also for sending over some lovely birthday gifts to myself and Clarabelle, a beautiful Buccaneers plush blanket, a absolutely spectacular mug with Clarabelle on it, and some new treats for Clarabelle that I didn't think she would like, but it's her new favorite. She's been eating the same treats for fucking 15 years. And what you picked out, those Bursts by Blue Buffalo, she is head over heels for it. So, Cade Bish, you're the new number one fan. You and Pink Calculus can fucking scrap and fight it out and figure it out. But as far as I'm concerned, after that comment last week by Pink Calc and the way Katie's been, putting in her time, sending over gifts, etc., she's moving up in the power rankings.
Maybe Pink Calc's just having a hard time right now.
Maybe, but I just want to make this clear. You're not obligated to leave a comment by any means. We appreciate it. But if you don't have anything to say, you can skip a week. It's okay. That also reminds me of our other friend, Eva, known as Outer Space Tarot. She's been on a little YouTube break. She's kind of taking a break from social media and YouTube. We look forward to her return because we've certainly missed her in the comments.
Why is she having a break? Do you know?
She said she's just taking a break from social media to recalibrate
from guitar.
She's just getting her mind right and all that sort of shit.
You should retire from something you don't really do, but make it known,
like work.
Well,
today is 9/11. Never forget. 23 years ago, Al Qaeda or whoever flew two airliners into the World Trade Centers, the Twin Towers, the North Tower and South Tower.
And then one into the Pentagon.
Yep.
One was hijacked.
Major tragedy that we all lived through for the most part, unless you're super young watching this podcast. Today's the anniversary, and being that our namesake is the Twin Towers Pod, we wanted to do a little retrospective on that and talk about how that day went for us. So, Mike, what was 9/11/2001 like for you while I cracked into this Coca-Cola?
I specifically remember I was in 6th grade, Mrs. D's class. She wasn't married yet. She was married by the end of the year. Name changed. I don't know what it changed to. I can't remember. But I remember walking out, I think it was second period, and I heard this kid, Zach Shannon, in the hallway say, "Ha, they hit the tower with the plane." Like, laughing about it. So I was like, not a big deal, whatever. I get to third period. Everyone's gathered around the TV. The second plane had already hit. I was frightened. Everyone in school was frightened. We were all hoping to go home. We ended up staying at school the whole day that time.
We did too.
Which was weird. But, I mean, you could feel how scary it was for everybody.
And it was some really scary shit because since they missed the first tower, all the news cameras were focused on the towers, and then the second tower hit live.
Yeah.
Which is some really crazy shit to see live on a newscast.
When you hear a plane when you hear a loud plane when you're outside, do you think about 9/11?
No, I'll think of crazy shit. That usually doesn't come to mind, but it probably should.
I think about that all the time, where they're getting bombed or there's a plane crashing somewhere.
Anytime a plane is low, I usually think of how incredibly huge they are. because when they're in the distance, they don't look that big, but when you're actually up close and you hear the actual noise and you get a nice close-up shot of one, like, they're fucking huge, dude. Like, when you see them far-off shots of them hitting the towers, it's such a big tower and it's such a big plane, but they're so far out that it just looks like a little rinky-dink explosion, but jetliners are fucking massive, dude.
So, to conclude my story, I remember going home, and I think Schufelt might have been there. I know this other kid, Dave Kristaff. We were all waiting in my driveway and speculating that there were more planes out there and being frightened. As time went on, a day later, my dad takes us to Pizza Hut, and he tells us, hey, I gotta go to war. I was like, what the fuck? Already?
Yeah.
But we didn't know if it was going to be where it was going to be, basically.
Right.
So
we didn't know anything at that point. That was the crazy part. Because it took a day or two for us to recognize who was responsible, what actually happened. At the time when the crash first happened, it could have been anything. Could have just been a rogue pilot. It could have been some weird militia group. It could have been an accident.
A complete accident.
Who knows? You know what I mean? So I don't remember much, but I do remember being in school and something happened as we were coming out of lunch, and like the rumors started to swirl, and I remember all the kids being in the hall, like in line waiting to go back to class, and we were all joking around, like we were like pretending that we were exploding and like pretending that we were dying. Like we took it as a gag, of course. Then we got into the classroom, and they like locked all the doors for the classrooms, and teacher comes back in and is like, guys, like wanted to let you know something really serious happened in New York City. A plane crashed into the World Trade Center, and we don't know much at this time, but we're gonna lock down all the rooms. And yeah, I thought they would send us home early, but they didn't. They kept us there all day. And then I eventually walked home from school, went into my back room, and my parents were back there watching all the footage and shit, and we were talking about it, what we thought happened, blah, blah, blah. And for some reason, I came up with the theory that I thought my dad was going to get drafted into the war, even though he was like 35 probably at that time. So I remember just being really scared that my dad was going to have to go to war, even though he was never in the military. And
damn, that's crazy to think your dad was like my age.
Yeah, maybe he might even have been younger at that time. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's still pretty young.
So I just remember being really freaked out about that, and then also just like watching the coverage and all that shit about like the firefighters and all that type of shit.
Man.
Like I remember being
Those
freaked out on that level too, because my dad was a fireman. And I didn't know if they were going to, like, call him down there to, like, help clean up or whatever. I didn't know anything. I was in 5th grade, so whatever. But
oh, God, it's so hard to watch that.
Crazy-ass tragedy. And the crazy part is if you're younger than probably 18, you probably don't even remember it. And it's like reading about Pearl Harbor in the fucking history books at this point. Like, you weren't even alive for it.
You could be 30 and not remember it.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is, when are they going to go ahead and make that a national fucking holiday and give people off school and work?
They absolutely should.
And you figure probably 50 years from now, it'll be a day where we're all cooking out and drinking.
Well, they don't do it for Pearl Harbor Day either.
They should. They do it for Flag Day. They do it for Martin Luther King Day.
Flag Day.
Right. I feel like 9/11 should be an automatic. But eventually it's going to the tragedy part of it's going to wear off, and it's going to turn into just a hamburger and hot dog holiday, where people have picnics and shit.
Well, then people are just going to want more tragedy, so they have more days off.
Well, luckily, there hasn't been anything like that in America since.
Minus, nothing that killed that many people in America.
Right.
On our own soil, at least.
But yeah, it was pretty fucked up. It was a pretty fucked up thing that happened.
The world stood still.
Yeah, it changed everything at that point.
Our worlds did, at least. Do you remember the ribbons on the trees?
Yeah, all the yellow ribbons, for sure.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We talked about already the big hit that the guy had, the America song, that apparently he wrote beforehand. I thought he wrote it as a result
Lee Greenwood.
But he got to have a #1 charting single.
Do you remember putting saran wrap over your windows?
I never did that, I don't think.
There was we did it at my house because apparently there was anthrax. Anthrax was in the mail.
Oh, yeah,
you remember that and all that?
That blew up too, yeah.
And we were afraid of a chemical attack, so I don't know how saran wrap would survive some type of acidic chemical, but
yeah, it really fucked up the airport too. A lot more security checks.
Do you think it's calmed down a lot lately?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they could probably sneak something by at this point.
Yeah, I mean, but back then it was like, I don't know. I was never on an airplane back then.
The weirdest part would have been like flying, like if you had a flight scheduled for like the next day or two.
Oh my
God. I'm sure flying for months after that was probably really scary.
Anybody with anxiety would not fly after that.
Fuck that.
Do you hear Michael Jackson was supposed to be on one of the planes?
I never heard that. I know
Seth MacFarlane.
I think Mark Wahlberg or someone was supposed to, or maybe it was. I don't know. I'm thinking of probably Seth MacFarlane. I don't know.
There's crazy conspiracy theories out about that.
Yeah, and there's like people who were supposed to fly that day on one of the flights, and then like they were late for their flight or something. So then they missed the flight and ended up not fucking, I don't know.
Imagine drinking at the bar in the airport and missing your flight.
And you're all pissed too. You're like, fuck, this sucks so bad. And then you see, then
only time alcoholism saves your life.
Absolutely crazy. So yeah, Godspeed. God bless all the families affected by the tragedy, which was everyone's family, but specifically those who had someone die. Shout outs to all the firemen and policemen.
Do you give any credibility to any of the conspiracies?
I find them interesting. I don't know, though. It's just like, we know that the planes really crashed into the towers. So even if there was some sort of demolition at work, because supposedly the way the towers fell is more in line with like a controlled demolition than than it were to fall from being hit by a plane. But either way, the plane still went into the towers.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, there's people that say it was even a hologram of a plane.
I don't know about that.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, what would they have done with all the people that were actually on the plane?
I don't know.
Because they never showed up. Like, if all of a sudden all those people started popping up, then yeah, maybe, but...
Well, it's like the Challenger crash in the 80s. Remember they aired the Challenger going into outer space live in the 80s? And there was like a teacher and, a bunch of normal people going up into space, and it blows up right away. So everyone watched that live on TV.
Oh, yeah, okay, I've heard of that.
And there's a huge conspiracy out there. Oh, this person's here doing this person's here doing that. And they all look alike, and they have similar names, but...
Interesting. The one thing that I've always found weird was how they found the one terrorist's passport on the ground by the Twin Towers. Like, how did his passport survive the crash and then end up landing? That seems like it was planted to me. But then beyond that, like I'm fairly convinced that the planes actually hit and that it's probably who they said it was. Yeah. But whether or not the U.S. knew about it before it happened, that's up for debate, I guess.
Well, there's also a group. I don't know if it was the Bilderberg group or some Israeli group, something like that. They took out... they did construction on the areas of the towers that were hit like a month prior.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's so much involved in that.
There's always going to be stuff that we'll never know.
The Pentagon, people think it was a missile. There's no clear footage of a plane.
Right. It's interesting to look into. Some of it's a little too far-fetched, but it's still interesting. I'm always into conspiracies regardless because it's just interesting shit, like to come up with different theories as to how or why. But
you could do it about anything. Like if I'm a minute late to work, you'd make a conspiracy about it.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of fun and kind of interesting to look into.
I think he was doing cartwheels outside.
You just never really know. And when it comes to government level shit and that high level fucking type shit, we'll never really know for sure. We're never going to find out. So you can spin your wheels all day and it's fun, but we'll never have any clear answers.
You don't have enough. No, there's nothing you can do to find out the truth about that.
Right.
Even if somebody came out in government and said it was a complete organized false flag, other people say, oh my God, he's nuts.
Right, he'll get killed. He'll end up dying in a car wreck shortly afterwards.
So there's no way. Unless you were part of planning it, you wouldn't know.
And that's the other thing, too. It's like with how humans are and the way people operate, there's no way they could ever get that many people to be on the same page and not squeal and not give up the goods for this long. Like, someone would have said something by now.
Do you think if you did in our fantasy football group chat, if you admitted to killing somebody and told everybody not to tell, do you think you'd get away with it?
Probably, because no one would even read it and no one would pay attention to it because they would just think it's one of my just random messages about doing your pick'ems or something, and then no one would even notice. So nobody pays attention to what I write in there anyway. They wouldn't, so it wouldn't matter.
Okay.
Speaking of week one, let's just wrap up 9/11. Never forget. God bless. Godspeed.
Proud to be an American.
What a tragedy it was. and it's the anniversary, so we're gonna not celebrate, but remember the victims tonight as we lay our head.
Didn't Obama? Oh my God, Osama bin Laden look so scary.
Oh yeah.
After
definitely.
that, you can see pictures of him on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, and he was tall. He was like
6'8",
something crazy.
Yeah.
Long. I remember looking at him like, oh my God, like he's a villain in
that
a
shit was
Marvel
scary,
movie.
Definitely super villain.
We had to send Superman to kill him.
Yeah, he's the ultimate heel.
He ended up getting rocked pretty good, apparently.
Yeah, but that also has some question marks around it. Like, why did they flush him into the ocean?
Yeah,
that was pretty
weird.
And
they crashed into his compound.
They have to honor his way of being buried. Why would you?
It's got to be a political thing.
There's something weird about that. That always seemed to be kind of weird, but nonetheless, with the anniversary today, we all take a second to remember. Each year it seems like less and less. Like, I didn't even hear anything about it today.
No, usually it's all over the TV.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't have cable anymore, so maybe it is.
It might be. Who knows? But either way, week 1 was exciting. Couple surprises. Bucks won, Bills won. That's good news for both of us.
Yeah,
and
Bucks
Bills
great.
Got a big game tomorrow night against Miami, which I'm looking forward to taking a peek at, because that's actually, I think Miami's favored by Vegas.
They are
by like 1.5 points.
Well, I think it moved up,
which seems weird to me.
Well, Allen's throwing hand or non-throwing hand is hurt, but it's hurt. Herb Brooks said the leg's a long way from the heart, and that's what Allen said.
I don't think that hand's going to play a factor at all. It's his non-throwing hand. He should be fine. Tyreek got arrested before the game and then made the game and ended up catching an 80-yard bomb and celebrated by doing his handcuff.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't see it. I saw the touchdown. No, I didn't watch that.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that was I don't know, a little on both parts in my opinion. He gets pulled over for speeding. He rolls his window up. He's got tinted windows. Cops tell him to keep his window down. And trust me, I watch all these audits and amendments. And
right.
I know the rules. He rolls up a tinted window. They can't see his hands. They don't know if he's grabbing for a gun. They tell him to get out of the car. Takes his time. They're like, all right, get out of the damn car. They pull him out. They were a little excessive, but he could have done stuff, too, to help the case.
Sure.
But in the end, I don't like this. They're all crying out, like, oh, police brutality. No, it wasn't. It wasn't like they just pulled him over for nothing. And
well, what did he get pulled over for?
Speeding.
Okay.
I don't, and people are saying he was going 100 and a 40 or 90 and a 30.
That's
I don't know.
Fast.
He could have been going 60 and a 40 for all I know. I don't know the facts about that. But if you're speeding, you commit a crime, just comply. You already broke the law once.
Yeah.
But and also for the police, there's no reason to be throwing him around. Like they were literally yanking him around. And he's like, I just had knee surgery.
Well, they don't know that.
Well,
probably.
Right. I'm going to say that next time I get yanked around by the cops.
Same here.
It's tough being a white man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it didn't stop his game because he came out and dominated and did a celebration with the handcuffs motion behind his back, which I thought was funny. And someone in one of our group chats was like, I don't care what these guys do off the field. I just want to watch them play on Sunday. And I was like, well, I do, because if I didn't know what happened, I wouldn't have got the reference when he did the handcuff motion.
Would you still like your favorite band if the guy got accused of rape or like raped somebody?
I still love Michael Jackson, so probably.
But there's no solid. Okay, all right, never mind.
I don't know though. My point was just that like it's part of the news cycle. Like it's all weaves together. Like when he catches an 80-yard touchdown and does the hands behind his back celebration, that adds to the story. The fact that he got pulled over, like I do want to know that. I don't care, but I want to know, because then I get the reference. It makes it cooler that he caught an 80-yard bomb and did the handcuff celebration knowing that he got pulled over. Like, if I didn't know about that, I would have been like, well, why did he do that celebration? That doesn't make any sense. It makes it way cooler knowing that he got arrested that day.
Yeah, it does.
So I don't care. I'm not going to say I care. Like, I'm not the morality police, and I don't whatever, but it is interesting. And
as long as he balls out, I don't really care.
People want to know what happened. Like, I
mean, he already like beat a pregnant woman.
It's really cool to say like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck what any of these guys do, but it's like, yeah, but it is interesting though, isn't it?
I liked Nirvana and he did heroin all the time. I didn't agree with that.
Whatever, fuck it. It's nice. It's cool to know. It adds to the storylines. So, what else happened this week?
You've kind of been under the radar this week.
Well, I'll tell you something really bad that happened was my number one overall pick, Christian McCaffrey, decided not to play on Monday night an hour before the game, even on Friday when he said that he was definitely playing and was feeling good. So that fucked over probably about 3 million people this week.
And he might not play next week either.
So I'm looking into dealing him if possible. I'm cooking up something nice with Bill. I'm hoping it works out because he sent me a trade offer.
Whatever trade offer you got with Bill, I will work up something better.
All right. Well, you give me your best offer, and I'm also thinking of. I've also have Dalton Stinkade on the trade block, but I'm not willing to deal him yet until I see what he does tomorrow.
He'll get there.
We'll see. I don't know. 1 catch for 2 yards is we're going to need
11
more.
yards.
We need more out of him, or 2 targets. Sorry, 1 catch out of 2 targets for 11 yards. He was like a top 7 pick for me. So. Was hoping for more out of him. I do think I'm going to start Keon Coleman this week because he looked good, and based on everything I'm reading, he's going to be getting more involved, and he's going to be a top 2 receiver. So I'm expecting big things from the Bills tomorrow night because I'm depending on it. And McCaffrey was a shitty pick, even though a million other people, more than a million, probably 10 million other people picked him first, and 10 million people got fucked Monday night.
We talked about it last week. It's like you never know. You never know. So...
But I think I can turn this around and turn it into something good.
Yeah, it's only 1 week. Everyone overreacts after 1 week. It's
Angelo had the top points of the week, and he's the least involved with the league.
And watch Eric or Juntao beat him because he had the least amount of points.
I think I'm playing Juntao this week.
I know, but eventually. Watch him beat him eventually. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's tough to... You don't want to do anything too drastic in the first couple weeks because you never know what could happen. But at the same time, McCaffrey's 28... He didn't get injured last year or the year before, which means he's due. And this calf injury's been lingering since the beginning of camp, and now it's a problem. It's obviously worse than they thought, and they obviously have been lying about it. So I'm trying to get him off my team and bring someone younger in at the same caliber if possible. This trade with Bill, the offer he sent me, I'm not going to accept, but I do have a offer that I sent back to him. If he's going to agree to it, I think I'm going to pull the trigger on it because it could be good for me.
I don't like this because now we're not going to know what the offer is.
I'll tell you, he offered me Eckler and Justin Jefferson for McCaffrey and DJ Moore. And if I asked him if he would switch Eckler for Pacheco for the Chiefs. And if he does that, I think I'll do the trade.
That's actually a good counter. A very good counter. I like that.
Because Eckler's solid, but Washington has a committee, running back by committee thing going over there.
Who do you got winning tomorrow?
Buffalo, I think, will win.
Do you think so?
I think so. I still think Buffalo's better than Miami.
I think Miami's a little worse this year.
Yeah, even though they're getting favored, which I don't know why. But
everybody eats on Buffalo now. They throw it to everybody.
I think Buffalo's going to win. Tampa plays Detroit. That's a
tough one.
Divisional rematch. Detroit beat us twice last year. They're really good.
Divisional. They're in the same
divisional round rematch.
Okay.
From the playoffs last year. That was in Detroit. Bucks lost. Lions eventually lost in the conference championship. I was rooting for them, but Lions are still good, so we're going to see. That's an early season test. The Bengals fucked everybody this week. Yeah, losing to the Patriots. That knocked 6 people out of our survivor pool. 6 different people picked the Bengals.
Well, I picked them, right?
I think you did. Juntao did. Angelo did. Tyler did.
That's fucking annoying.
2 other people did as well. So that knocked a lot of people out week 1. There's only
Joe Bird.
There's only 3 people left in our survivor pool, and it's week 2.
That's an awesome thing, though.
I'm going with the Chargers this week against Carolina.
Does the survivor pool include the spread? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
It doesn't. The Pick'ems includes the spread.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Anybody who's not privy to that means they have to cover the spread.
Right. So, like Buffalo's getting 1.5 points. So if you pick Buffalo and they lose to Miami by 1, your pick still counts because you get the extra 1.5.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little more interesting because you're not just picking who wins, but you also have to factor in the spread. So yeah, that's pretty much it for football shit, I think. Were there any big injuries last week? Jordan Love is out. Schufelt we thought was fucked because that's his top QB, but lo and behold, he has Baker Mayfield on the bench, who was the top fantasy performer of the week. So I think he'll be fine.
Isn't it awesome to see the Browns struggling?
Yeah, I think it's Jameis time. I think it's Jameis
get rid of Mayfield.
I think we've seen Watson is never going to be what he was in Houston. He's got all this drama around him. let's see what Jameis can
and
do.
He's
Let's
got
give him
another
another shot.
Complaint. Watson's
getting sued again. Yeah.
Did you read the details of this one?
I did not actually.
Apparently, he went into this girl's hotel room, and she like took a shower. When she came out, he was naked on the bed, lying with his butt up in the air,
ready for a massage.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Yeah, get my glutes." And she did his lower back.
And she did it.
Yeah. She ended up doing it. So, I don't know.
Like, if she would have ran out of the room screaming, then it would be like, okay, yeah, all right, he creeped you the fuck out. But you did it, though. Why did you do it?
The thing was, he's a big man, scary man. He would get me. And
yeah, but if he beats you up, that's even more of a lawsuit that you have.
Yeah, well.
Use your brain, people.
Jesus Christ.
So... in other news, there was a big debate last night. I didn't see any of it or even catch any of the Twitter chatter because I slept for a 24-hour shift yesterday.
Why do you sleep for that long?
I have no idea. I don't know why. I fell asleep yesterday. I stayed up all night on Monday playing College Football 25, which I'm a huge fan of. It's fucking amazing.
Is it like a depression thing?
I don't think so.
No.
But yeah, I was supposed to go to lunch with my mom. I fell asleep around noon, woke up today around 1. And I didn't even wake up to pee or anything. At one point, I woke up to move from the couch to the bed, and that's when I thought I was up. That was at like 7 in the morning. And I fell back asleep till 1.
I love waking up super early, 5 to 7, and being like, I might stay up for the day. But you're still tired.
Yeah.
But you also want to go get a coffee and like start the day off right.
Mm-hmm.
That happens to me all the time, and then I end up going back to sleep and sleeping till 10 a.m.
Yeah, I got plenty of sleep at that point, so I figured I'd be able to stay up. But no, I crashed again.
I don't know how you do that. That is
I don't know
insane.
either. It's full 24 hours. I got plenty of sleep, so I'm definitely gonna be up late tonight.
24 hours.
Yeah, it felt good too. I don't know. I guess I needed it.
That's when I start worrying.
I don't know. I feel fine. I think I just needed the rest.
But doesn't your body need, did you ate and everything? You took vitamins or something? Or
Yeah, I mean, when I woke up, I didn't eat for a full 24 hours and probably more because I didn't eat right before I fell asleep. But yeah, I just did a whole 24 hours shift.
You fasted for a day?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
That's
a good fast.
Yeah.
You should put it that way instead of saying, I slept for 24 hours.
Yeah, it felt really good. I didn't feel good when I woke up because I was just out of it. And a whole day went by and I didn't even realize.
What time did you end up waking up? Right when I tried to get a hold of you?
Around 1, yeah. I was supposed to golf today at 9:30. Slept through that.
How many notifications did you have on your phone?
Not that many, really.
I get on that fantasy football app, man. I got over 100.
Yeah, I didn't have that many, really.
You were pounding them through at like 5:30 in the morning the other night.
I'm just making sure that everybody knows the deal. There was some slightly sketchy shit that happened on Monday night because I was up all night playing college football. So I logged on and decided to add some people to my roster, and they just added right through. But one guy I had to clear waivers to add. And then Bill was up too, so then he messaged me and was like, yo, you're adding these people and you're not going through waivers. What the fuck? And I was like, well, those guys weren't waiver pickups. They were just free agents. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, that's not really fair because anyone could just stay up till 3 and just pick up all the free agents. So I was like, all right, we got to rework this whole thing. So then I had to go into commissioner mode and reset everybody's roster. Well, not everybody, mine and Bill's. And I was like, you know what? Actually, fuck that, because people like K1 was doing all this crazy moves after the draft. Those should have had to go through waivers too. So I let Bill keep the rookie from the Broncos, and I kept fucking what's his name there for the Jets. Rodgers' old running mate in Green Bay.
Lazard?
Lazard. I kept Lazard, but I gave back the other 2 guys I picked up, and then I set it so that every day is waivers. So now every free agent pickup you make has to clear waivers for that day, and every day it goes from worst to first. So now it's way more fair. You can't just add everybody you want whenever you want. It has to clear every single night, and it goes from worst to first. So like if K1 was to add somebody and then you added the same guy, you would get him because you were ranked lower. But then after you add that guy, you go to the back of the line.
Right, yeah.
Which is way more fair. So I didn't want any complaints.
It's tough to get re-familiarized with all this because it's been a while for you and myself as
It should have been set up that way to begin with, but it wasn't. And something about that just rubbed me the wrong way. Like when Bill said that, I thought about it and I was like, yeah, actually, you're right. That's not fair. You can't just have one guy adding. There shouldn't be any free agents. They should all have to clear waivers.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
Now it does, and now we're all set. So everything's kosher and on the up and up.
So you had no part of this debate. You did not watch it.
I didn't watch it. I knew it was happening, and I missed a whole day of life, so I didn't catch any of it. So you're going to have to fill us in on that.
Well, I watched the whole thing. All I'll say is Trump did not do a good job.
Really?
He embarrassed himself pretty badly.
How so?
All right, so the game plan, all right, you got to preface it this way. There's hundreds of thousands of hours of Trump talking.
Yeah.
With Kamala, there's barely anything. So
fair.
The Democrats had a good game plan. They rehearsed everything they said.
Okay.
So any point that was brought up, she had a rehearsed line ready. Trump, he just goes off the cuff. So the Democrats' game plan was to make fun of Trump, get him mad, basically. Oh, people leave your rallies early. You know how mad that makes Donald Trump?
Right.
He gets off topic when that happens.
Sure.
Oh, and then she goes, none of the leaders around the world like him. They make fun of him. That gets him off track, too.
Sure.
So,
well, they were attacking his ego.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And he fell for it.
He fell for
Should
it.
be smarter than that.
And then he repeated, true or not, about the Haitian immigrants eating cats and dogs. And I could not believe he said it on the debate.
Right. That probably wasn't smart.
He screamed it. He said, these immigrants, they're eating our cats and dogs.
Oh, that scares the shit out of me.
And, everyone laughs. But the whole thing, it was two moderators, no audience. In both as soon as I saw the moderators, I knew.
There was no audience? They did like
audience.
A COVID
and these
style?
moderators were complete Kamala supporters.
Right.
So basically it was a handicap match. It was 3-on-1. So anytime Trump exaggerates, that's who he is. Anytime he would exaggerate, one of the moderators would go, that's not true. That's actually false. And he'd be like, okay, whatever. But anytime she would say something that was kind of a lie, nothing. So he was debating all three of them, which was insane, but it made him look crazy.
So he got smoked.
He got smoked pretty bad.
Well, here's the thing. Even if he got smoked, but it's not going to matter because anybody that's on his side is not going to let that not make that not on his side. And that's the thing about the debate. I don't even know why they do it. It's strictly for entertainment value because no one ever switches sides.
Well, independent voters, that's why they say they do it, but I mean, come on, you're not sure? These are two extremes.
It's not a good sign for him, though. I think it's nuts because if he doesn't win, we're going to have the first woman president ever, and she's like black, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty nuts.
He did have some clip-worthy moments during the debate.
Well, that much I would bet on.
He gave her a shh, I'm talking.
Nice.
And she did that at one of her, I don't know when she did it, but he goes, does that sound familiar? Like, that was funny. And then he said, oh, my God. He said, why don't you do it now? Go to the White House, wake up Joe at 4 p.m., and go down and get it passed now. That was funny.
He's always good for a few highlights.
Yeah, he has the better highlights. But overall, it was, if you're doing boxing,
he got beat.
She clipped him by like 3 points. But he came back in the later rounds.
Well, there's going to be more debates, obviously, right?
I don't know. That might be the last one.
Shit.
You got to remember we're only 2 months away from the election.
That's true.
And her team might not want to do another debate because they thought she did pretty well, but the bar was set pretty low because the last debate was Joe Biden and he got retired, basically.
True. Yeah.
So the basic thing was, just stand in there and do a good job,
right,
against him, and she did. So it looks like a big win for her.
Shit.
Yeah, but I mean, when I go on Twitter, I'll see polls that are 400,000 people voting, and it'll be like 80% Trump won, and I'm like, that's just not true.
Right, they're lying.
Right, that's just people saying, "Oh, I hate her." So.
Yeah,
and she was awful. By the way, when she started, even you could hear how nervous she was.
Oh, really?
Too many facial expressions. She was like doing overboarding.
Probably
it.
nervous then. Yeah,
very fake,
weird,
very rehearsed.
Shit. That sucks.
It didn't make me want to vote
for
her, but it made me less confident in Trump. I will say that because he was not 2016 prime Trump.
Shit.
He had his moments, but he did not. If you rewatched it and took notes, you would be like, "Damn, man, where are you?"
Just had an off night. Who knows?
He says the same shit every debate.
Right.
So it's so predictable. Illegal immigrants coming in. That they're starting wars. The economy sucks. Okay.
Might have to change up his style a little bit.
He does. He should come in next time with like a top hat and a fucking cigar and talk about how films are different now.
Shit, man.
And that Quentin Tarantino ruined the film industry. It's because of Kamala Harris. I think that would work for him. Well, no, people would say he's crazy, he's senile.
Be something different.
Well,
I don't know. Per usual, I don't care that much. I would have loved to take a look at that, though, just because I think it would have been funny. It sounds like...
It was an exhibition. There was no crowd.
Right. That's weird. Why didn't they have a crowd?
It was because it was ABC, I believe, and Kamala wouldn't do one without like certain. You can't have a crowd.
You had to have a crowd at the debate.
You have to cut his mic off when he's not talking.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so he didn't get to exert. He still did talk 4 minutes longer. But I mean,
he's not going to stop.
What the hell he was saying? Who knows, man? He was going nuts.
Shit, man.
He was in a mood. And then, it's funny. I woke up this morning and I pull up my Twitter. He's already doing a 9/11 memorial service.
That's good.
I'm like, damn, dude, how do you do that debate and then just wake up before me, who had nothing to do, and then he's just out there?
Well, he's got a lot on his plate.
A 78-year-old has more energy than I do. It's crazy.
I don't know. Could be Adderall.
But
he's got a lot on his plate, though, man. Now's the time to be all over that shit.
I would not want to be doing what he's doing. That is ridiculous. God, 78 years old running for president.
I don't know. I can't imagine what's going to happen in November. It's going to be very interesting.
I know, and I hope nothing bad happens after the election because I don't want people to... no, you know what? Nothing happened when Obama was elected. Nothing happened after Trump was elected.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine.
People, they just wake up and say, "Oh, that fucking sucks," and bitch about it. That's right. All it is.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So hopefully that's all it comes down to.
It's kind of like rooting for your favorite team to win in football. Like
right.
It sucks in the moment, and then you just kind of move on the next day and go to work. And
if the Bills lose tomorrow, I'll avoid Twitter.
It'll
for a couple
suck
days
for a little while, and then just move on to the next week.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's basic. Yeah.
It will be interesting, though, having a woman elected, though, because they were all primed for that in 2016.
Oh, my God. But that led to some of the funniest moments ever of the "This is a fight" song with Hillary's crowd and then seeing Trump win and they're all crying.
Yeah, I don't know, though. I mean, on one hand, it'd be kind of cool to see that finally, because then you'd be able to say you were alive for the first black president, you were alive for the first woman president. Those are two, like, groundbreaking kind of things. But I don't know. I always just assume that a woman could be president just because I guess I've been conditioned. Like, we've had a candidate for the last 8 years who ran. I mean, she didn't win, but she was supposed to win. So it wouldn't really, like, blow my mind that much. But I guess it is a big deal if you're a girl to finally see a girl be a president.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe I have some misogyny in me where I don't want to see that happen.
I definitely do, and I never wanted to see it. But I would at least know the flip side of it, where it's kind of a cool thing to say that you got to witness.
Yeah. But if it was a chick on my team, I'd be all for it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's not... Yeah, even if it was like an Asian girl or something.
Right.
I'd be fine with it.
I don't know. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a wild ride.
It's going to be a wild ride. Wait till November. Oh, God.
When's the actual election?
It's always the first Tuesday in November, I believe.
Interesting. Yeah, it's coming up, dude. It'll be here before you know it.
So did you see Beetlejuice 2 came out?
No, I did not see that.
Isn't that crazy that no one knows?
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever know what movies are
with
out.
The original actors, too.
The only thing I know is that they're screening the original Matrix in theaters.
Why? They're
this
running out
month
of movies?
For the 25th anniversary.
Oh.
Even though it came out in March. They're
that'd
screening
be funny.
it. Yeah.
But there's just not enough movies.
I kind of want to go see it. Because I don't remember if I ever saw it in theaters when it came out.
I watched it when my daughter was born. I was staying up all night, and I really enjoyed it.
It's a great movie. It's probably my favorite movie. It's tied with The Terminator. I watched it on my birthday.
I'm surprised you don't have the poster up in here yet.
It's over there.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I would never see that.
I don't want to put anything in the walls here.
Really?
I did some serious damage to the walls last time, and obviously I don't care about them.
I drove by your old apartment.
Yeah.
Big Go Bills flag on the front of it.
Nice. Yeah. They were redoing the whole thing, so whatever. I don't even think about that place ever. Never even crosses my mind. It's amazing how fast you just adjust.
Yeah. This is normal to me now.
100%, yeah. Been here almost a month and a half now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is our, I think, 5th episode here, probably.
Damn.
We've done almost as many here as we did there. I think we did 8 there. A couple more weeks, we'll be tied. So,
fuck.
Yeah, they go by fast. They go by really fast.
So, what's up with the Australian people getting a hold of our content on the algorithm?
I don't know. That's
Isn't
very
that
strange.
weird?
Yeah, it's weird. It makes me wonder why our podcast is somehow getting popped up over there randomly from the algorithm. You know what I mean? Like, that's 2 guys thus far who have randomly found it through it being suggested to them, and who ended up watching it and thought it was cool and left a comment, which is really cool. I wish that had happened more often.
Maybe we should head there and do our broadcast live.
Shout out to the Aussies who've been, picking up on the Twin Towers pod. I mean, pretty exciting stuff.
It's almost like when the Backstreet Boys went to Germany and everyone knew them over in Germany.
Yeah, they got big there first.
So maybe we should take a trip, head down to Australia.
That'd be great. I've heard nothing but good things about Australia.
I don't like the bugs, I think. I
heard there was a lot of hot chicks over there, and I heard the scenery's beautiful there.
Yeah, well, it is.
And the weather's really nice.
It's kind of like here.
I've also heard that they're really racist over there.
Against what race?
Against blacks.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if any of that's true, though. I've never been there, and I don't know much about it.
You get there and it's hideous. There's needles all over the ground.
Yeah, that could be.
Scenery sucks.
I don't know. The Gold Coast is what they call it, so that sounds alluring to me. I haven't done a lot of traveling in my life, but...
No, me either. I don't really want to either.
I think Australia would be pretty sweet. If we get enough fans over there, I mean, we can get them to just fund our trip.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be cool. The other guy who commented said he was a 36-year-old bachelor who collected Dragon Ball Z cards and stuff.
Exactly who we're looking for here.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect demographic. So hopefully we get some more of those guys.
Yeah, and I hope he watches this one.
I hope so, too.
Yeah, we didn't really have a lot to talk about today, huh?
No, we don't. And I'm searching in my mind to try and think of
We've been really busy. Well, I've been super busy. Just being... I was at work 7 days in a row, which sucks.
That does suck.
Semester just started for school. That sucks. Being a father doesn't suck, but it's also a lot of work. And I don't know, it's hard to find time to even sleep, really. There's just too much going on.
Yeah, I wish I could relate.
Yeah.
I found plenty of time to sleep.
I'm going to come over here for my next nap.
You can.
I'll sleep.
I'll lie. I'll say I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I'll turn my location.
Or I'll just go to sleep, too, and then both of us, and then we're not responsible for what happens. If you're sleeping, that's like a get-out-of-jail-free card. Like, you don't even have to have an excuse.
There's all responsibilities.
Like, I was asleep. Sorry.
Man, I had some dreams last night. I was taking selfies with Trump, Obama, and Harris.
Nice.
Just, why would I ever dream about that?
Probably because you watched the debate.
I know, but it's still... We're taking selfies together, walking around, shaking hands with people. Like, I was a candidate myself.
That's pretty cool, though.
It is pretty cool. It's like a different world. I almost get to watch a movie every time I go to bed.
Yeah, I had some really fucked up ones. I don't remember any of them, though. They were all so long. I was asleep for such a long time.
Don't you get really invested in them, though?
Yeah. Sometimes I can't remember them that well when I wake up.
You're in your own movie.
It's pretty cool.
You really are, yeah. Oh, I was doing crazy shit in there. I don't know. Like, you can jump off a building. That's amazing to me. I don't know. I really, so I went to Manito the other day. I think I told you that. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't even get in.
Yeah, you said it was packed to the brim.
The taco shop. Yeah.
I'm not surprised, dude. I think word is spreading. I think they're getting the word of mouth out there. People are starting to talk about how good those fucking tacos are. And obviously, it's paying off because if they got a line going out the back. And what time did you go there?
Right before noon. It was probably 11:30.
So that's lunch hour, too. So
yeah, I should have thought about that.
That's peak.
But I thought maybe noon and after would be the...
Right, you might have got there a little early. It probably only got busier from there.
But that's like Super Bowl at a pizzeria.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about it.
I'm not surprised, though, dude.
They brought it. It was really good.
It was chronic, dude. So good. Best tacos I've had ever, probably. Especially around here, yeah. I mean... Fucking, what's it called? Aguacates is pretty good, but it's not like a taco stand type place. Like, they have all kinds of different Mexican dishes, and it's good food, but as far as just tacos go, with the taco bar where you put your own shit on there, that's prime. Yeah. I can't think of anything that even compares. If you have a menu,
you got to keep it simple.
That's what I liked about that place, too. It was real straightforward.
Yeah, there's not too much. You don't get decision fatigue.
Right. No, it was nice and easy to order. I ordered shit that I didn't even know what it was. Because all the meats were named in their Spanish name. So I got like some weird like marinated chicken and some kind of weird steak.
You ordered cow balls?
It was so fun. They had, what's it called? Tripe, which is cow stomach, and they had something else that was really weird, too. And I bet you it's good.
Was it El Pollo chicken?
No, it was another cut of the cow, like another weird part of the cow. Tripe, I know, is the stomach lining.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, I bet it's good, though. Yeah, I bet it's good. And when you have enough shit on the taco, like, you don't even know what it is anyway.
Yeah, that's true. You can put so much flavor on it.
You can just tell if it's fish or chicken or steak.
Yeah, you could pretty much eat, like, in Fear Factor, remember that show with Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
And they just eat anything.
Yeah.
Well, probably cow balls.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain oysters, dude.
I could do it if I had hot sauce and maybe a little pepper.
Definitely. I don't think they gave you that option, though.
They
would have made
didn't.
it too easy.
I think, the fear of eating it and throwing up makes it worse. But if you could just get past that, like, oh, let me just eat it real quick.
Also, if you know what it is before you eat it, then your mind will play tricks on you. Like, if someone put out a dish of Rocky Mountain oysters and they were just called that.
And those are cow balls?
Those are some type of testicle. But if you didn't know what they were, what part of the body they were, you might be able to eat them and be like, all right, this tastes like some weird type of meat. It's not that bad. But then when someone tells you it's testicles, then you start to fuck with yourself a little bit and you can psych yourself out.
Yeah.
I think. If I didn't know it was tripe and they just put it in my taco and I put all my toppings on it, I could probably eat that and be like, it was pretty good. Not my favorite, but decent.
That's kind of how I got to like blue cheese.
Right.
It got put on my sub one time and I ate it because it was light. I didn't even notice it.
Right.
I was like, damn, that was a really good sub. And then I was told there was blue cheese on it.
Yeah, we used to always fuck with people, like when I worked at Scaps, like if anyone ever asked for extra mayo or extra blue cheese, like we would do a joke amount, like we would put so much on it because they said extra. So like if they said extra mayo, like you do both sides of the bread, like thick as fuck.
Oh, God.
No complaints, though, ever.
Yeah, I mean, you want extra, you got extra.
Yeah, that's why I always ask for light.
The people that want extra aren't as picky as the people that don't want it at all.
No, definitely.
So if I said, hey, I don't want blue cheese on it, and there was a little bit, I'd flip out.
Yeah.
But if I asked for extra, I'd be like, yeah, that's a fucking spot right there, man.
Yeah, we would like try to put enough on it where they would like complain, but it never happened.
Dude, I got a shot at Fireball today at Applebee's. It was $8.29.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane?
That's like a 12-pack at Crosby's.
That's why I pranked them last week. Or maybe they knew I pranked them last week.
Maybe. And they bumped the price up.
It was insane. I was like, why is this $61? I looked. I'm like, oh, my God.
Probably regular Fireball, though, not the shitty gas station.
I know, but you can get one of those at the liquor store for $1.50.
Yeah, that's what I thought when we went to Manitos, too, and a Corona was $6, and then when we went back to Crosby's, it was like $20 for a fucking 12-pack.
Yeah, I guess
you pay a fucking premium for alcohol at those places for sure. They're making bank off that shit. It's not worth it at all.
No, absolutely not.
But a Corona is good when you're eating those tacos. Can't deny that.
That is nice. I'm craving a Corona now.
Yeah, those are solid.
Stick to my blue lights,
nice summer beer. I don't know, dude. I don't really got much else to talk about today.
No, whatever. It's all good. It's been a rough week for us guys. Sorry.
It wasn't really a rough week for me.
No, for me it was.
Had a nice solid week. Bucks won. Been playing a lot of CFB 25. Very
College
good.
Football 25.
Very, very good. Very excited about it. Got my dynasty rocking. And I'm well rested. But yeah, topics wise, I don't know. I think we've pretty much said it all.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with doing a short one if you ask me.
Right, yeah.
I just hope I'm not forgetting anything.
We're keeping it consistent, guys. Sorry.
I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I don't think there's anything I wanted to say.
No.
I gave Katie Bishop her shout out.
Yeah, I think everything's good there.
All right, well, we'll keep it nice and brief then. And as always, please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And leave a comment if you desire. 15 likes, we're bringing out the guitar. So we're just going to wait till we hit that benchmark. We were close last week. Close but no cigar.
The more interaction we get, the more cool stuff we do.
Definitely. And, you can ask some questions if you want. You can give some topic ideas because whatever you want to hear us talk about, we'll be happy to talk about. And so on and so forth. So with that being said, you guys know the drill. We're only just getting started up in here.
Just getting started.
Mike Evans' week is done in the can. Should be up tomorrow. You should be watching this on Thursday, assuming everything went well, which it should. So maybe peep it before the Bills game. Go Bills. And we'll be back next week for the Chris Godwin week, number 14 already. Time's flying by.
The Fitzpatrick week. Thank
the Fitzpatrick week. So, yeah. The Diggs week. He's not wearing 14 in Texans, is he?
I think he's wearing 1.
That's kind of weird.
Lame ass 1.
I don't know. He had 2 TDs. I think he had 2 catches, too. But
I think he had 6 for 39 and 2 TDs.
Oh, well, I got his stats wrong.
I mean, I could be wrong, but...
Who are you playing this week in fantasy?
Oh, I don't even know. Downs syndrome?
I think that's K1.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he was second overall in points. I think I play Kenny Wu, so I should be able to win that, but it's all going to come down to McCaffrey.
It goes week to week.
I might trade his ass, though, if Bill does that deal. I'm trying to work something nice out, so I'll take that, because Jefferson's 25.
Putting weed on your food like it's a new spice.
Exactly. B-Dags. Better remember the name. So, yeah, we'll let you know who won. Hopefully we won't both be 0-2 next time we tape, because that would suck. But we'll see. I'm codeezie.
Mike, and the frogs are gay.
All right, we're out of here. Take care. Spike your hair.